Without her even realizing it, Justin had come to stand behind her. He was so tall he made the spacious hallway seem cramped. His dark eyes were staring at her, and even the mole at the corner of his eye seemed to exude a bone-deep chill. He was probably going out. An assistant and a bodyguard followed behind him. There were only the three of them, but his presence was no weaker than it had been during their encounter in the lobby the previous evening. Nora raised her eyebrows. To be fair, her aunt had given her 1,000 reminders and warnings before she returned to the States. Nora knew her aunt could protect her from most people, no matter what she said. However, Nora also knew that no one could mess with Justin Hunt. She had sent him a sarcastic message as Athena last night. That had been easy to do from a distance, but now... Nora cast her cat-like eyes down slightly and said casually, "Mr. Hunt, I was just joking with my daughter. I definitely wasn't talking about you." Mr. Hunt's assistant, Lawrence, fought to keep from laughing, but the corner of his lips twitched a little. He couldn't believe how this woman dared to lie to Mr. Hunt's face. He had heard everything she had said about the monster with a mole at the corner of its eye. She hadn't said it aloud, but it was clear that monster's last name was Hunt. There was no visible emotion on Justin's face. He was rarely expressive, which made it difficult for people to know what he was thinking. He merely cast a long look at Nora before taking the lead and walking ahead. Nora hung back deliberately to let Hunt's group take the elevator and put some distance between them. Once they were gone, she let out a sigh of relief. That man had only given her a simple glance just now, but she could feel the fury in his look. He was trouble. It was best she stayed far away from him. In the elevator, Justin narrowed his eyes slightly. He hadn't been able to see clearly in the dim lighting the night before, but running into her today, he could see she was astonishingly pretty. She kept her cat-like eyes turned down demurely, and her curly eyelashes were long and black. She appeared sweet and docile, but a wild energy seemed to crackle from out of nowhere. Something about her felt familiar, particularly the way she stung him with such polite insults. Back in the Hunt suite, Pete waited until he was sure his father was gone. He was a little afraid of his father sometimes. In his head, he thought of the man as a demon lord. Once he was sure the coast was clear, he dialed the neighbouring room's phone extension. Someone picked up and he heard a young voice say, "Hello?" Pete paused. "I'm staying next door. Can I come over and visit you?" The little girl sounded surprised. "Oh, are you the little dummy from next door?" Pete was shocked into silence. He was used to everyone knowing him as a genius and a prodigy. This was the first time someone had called him a dummy. However, the little girl quickly spoke again. "Can you play games with me?" A light twinkled in Pete's dark eyes, and he replied, "Yes, I can." Hotel Finest was the most prestigious hotel in California. It was lavishly decorated, and the clean marble floor reflected light. Everything looked decadent and expensive, a hint of the great wealth of the owners. Anthony sat on a sofa in the lobby, staring at the elevator doors and waiting. The hotel management was strict, and the front desk had refused to sell him guest information. He had no other choice but come early and wait, hopeful that he could find the woman. His hard work paid off, and he jumped to his feet when he saw her gracefully exit the elevator. He presented her with a bouquet of fresh roses and blocked her path in what he thought was a charming manner. "Hello, beautiful. What a wonderful coincidence. I didn't expect us to meet again." Nora was irritated. She knew he didn't recognize her, and it was all a long time ago, but they'd annulled their engagement. Why was this guy suddenly showing up everywhere she went? Anthony didn't notice her annoyance and said with a smile, "It seems like we're destined to be. Surely you'll tell me your name." Nora narrowed her eyes. She hadn't intended to pay any attention to him, but then she thought of how he'd been in the delivery room when she'd given birth. He must remember something about what had happened. Perhaps she could sound him out. Isabel Anderson. Anderson was her mother's surname. Anthony's eyes lit up. "Are you free, Miss Anderson? How about a coffee? There's a cafe next door." She nodded in agreement, and he eagerly set off. "Just this way, Miss Anderson. By the way, where's your sister?" She frowned slightly. "My sister?" "Yes, that little girl with you at the airport yesterday. You only look about 20. You can't possibly have a daughter that age, right?" He clearly thought he was being charming. Nora kept quiet. She couldn't explain and risk revealing who she was. It's just as well she's not here. She won't bother us. The cakes from the cafe are pretty good. You can bring some back for her. The way to impress a woman is to please everyone around her, thought Anthony smugly. Nearby, Justin, who'd been inspecting the hotel, stared at them coldly. Behind him, Lawrence, his assistant, sneered. That woman's too much, Mr. Hunt. Never mind that she deliberately approached Pete to meet you. Now she's flirting with someone else. What is she up to? And she referred to her daughter as her sister when she was lying to that man. I don't see her putting in that much effort when she was lying to you. Justin's expression darkened. A sharp look flashed across his deep-set eyes, and the temperature of the entire lobby seemed to drop a few degrees. He said frostily, "Look her up." "Yes, sir."
To find out what happens next, download the Pocket FM app and listen to the audio series Saving Nora for free.